Welcome back to my gaming channel, Nick Can't Game, or Can He? As always, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bells, and you'll be notified whenever a new video is dropped. Today we're going back into our Pro Wrestling Sim series, WCW Revival, where we've got a few new shows to run for you. And we've got somebody joining our roster uh, by the end of this episode. So with that said, let's flip over to the game and we'll have some fun. Here we are. We are at the game day of August 25th, 2025. Time to run our weekly Nitro show. Already booked out. Coming from, it looks like the T-Mobile Center in Missouri, with an expected attendance of around 17,000. So we go ahead, we start the show. Our weekly show intro gets a 100% rating. Everybody's basically welcome to the show. A quick video showing some of the people who are going to be on the show tonight. And then we have the general manager, Bill Goldberg, arriving to the arena, and that gets a 78% rating. We cut to the ring where Joe Hendry, who lost his championship at the last Premium Live event, is in the ring cutting a promo about Drew McIntyre and making sure to basically enact his rematch clause. And that is going to be at Fall Brawl, the next Premium Live event towards the end of the September in-game. And he says, this isn't just a rematch, it's a reckoning. And the new champion, Drew Galloway, comes out onto the stage and interrupts him. And he says, if you want your crown back, you better come and bleed for it. And Goldberg confirms that there will be a contract signing for the title at next Monday's Nitro. We go back to the ring. Mustafa Ali defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Mystico. 83% overall score with a 4-star rating. Mustafa Ali successfully defends his title. And yeah, it's a pretty well-rated match. We go to commercial break for the latest round of t-shirts featuring Masha Slamovich, Matt and Jeff Hardy. And that commercial gets a 76% rating. We go back to the ring where CJ Perry is having an interview segment, part of her flawless showcase, talking with Alex Windsor of the Poly Queens, and just your basic interview segment. And at the end of it, CJ has a few harsh words to say about Simon Miller, who will be getting a rematch at Paul Brawl. And we go to a video package of a training montage for Simon. And that gets a 90% segment rating. We go back to the ring where Liv Morgan is taking on Taryn Terrell in a basically a match following up after her fight with Trish Stratus at the last PLE. It's only a 2.5 star match. Uh, Crowd was pretty good for it, 86%. Crowd reaction, 79% overall. Uh, After Liv gets her win, uh, Trish Stratus steps out onto the stage, looks at Liv in the ring, and makes a few threatening gestures towards her. And that's a 79%. Then we have a segment backstage uh, with Mayu Iwatani and Kairi Sane talking about their history over in Japan, where they started out as members of the same team and stablemates and friends, and how Kairi left to come to America and Mayu stayed behind, and how that basically damaged their friendship. And that's a 74% score for this segment. We go back to the ring. Nick Nemeth taking on Cedric Alexander. And that's a 2-star match. Crowd was good for it. They did manage to steal the show. 75% overall. After the match, Joshua Fatu appears on the satellite in a segment where he calls out Nick Nemeth for a match at Fall Brawl. And he says basically, if you want the spotlight, I'll show you how to shine. And hits his catchphrase, yeet. And that gets an 89% segment score. We go to commercial break. Commercial for the streaming platform, Amazon Prime. Everybody involved gains in popularity. It's all members of our women's division. Alex Windsor, Ali, Bobby Tyler, Maki Ito, and Lash Legend. Then we go back to the ring, where Bill Goldberg announces that there will be a new title debuting on Thunder after the Fall Brawl Premium Live event. It will be the Women's United States Championship, and it is going to be strictly a Thunder title, so that the women will have something to fight over on that show. And there's going to be an 8-woman tournament for it, and that tournament will begin on the first Thunder after the next Premium Live event. We go to the ring, and 2 members of the Resistance, Bobby Tyler and Rosemary, are facing off against 2 members of the Polly Queens, Leah Vandale and Ronda Rousey, who has been forced to join the Polly Queens after losing that cage match at Wildfire. And it's only a 1.5-star match, 67% rating. Ronda picks up the win with her armbar. And yeah, so that's a 67% match rating. We go on to a number 1 contendership match for the Women's World Championship between Mercedes, Mariah May, and Britt Baker, and Mercedes picks up the win. It's a 95% crowd reaction, 3-star match, and 90% overall. We go back to commercial break one last time. And an advertisement for the latest round of action figures. Figures for Bea Priestley, Bill Goldberg, Brandy Lawrence, CJ Perry, and Brock Lesnar. And that commercial gets a 99%. We go to the ring, a non-title match between Drew Galloway and Matt Riddle. Drew picks up the win. They did manage to steal the show. 2.5-star match, 83% overall. And that is the show. And we got an 87% overall rating, gaining in popularity across the world. And that's where we end the show. We go to the next day and check our mail. We sold about 16,000 tickets, $823,000 in ticket sales after the gate share clause, and we made our regular amount of money from Amazon Prime. Okay, is there anybody in here that we might want to hire? Not that I can see. Okay, we move on to the next day. Okay, what do we have in the mail? Okay, Asuka's officially working for us now. We have a new announcer, Joe Tessitore, who we have stolen away from the WWE. He's with us for 3 years. We will finalize that contract. Let's see, anybody else we want to hire? Anybody over here? Let's see. I don't recognize any of those names. Excuse me, names. Let's see. What is her skill level at? Not good. Okay. Yeah, no, we won't be going and trying to hire her. Her wrestling skill isn't there. So we'll move on to our Thunder show. Okay. Okay. And we've got another new person joining our company, who is Riho, that we stole away from AEW. We will have to start working her into storylines and matches. Okay. So we check our medical. Our people who are injured are still injured, but nobody's been added to the injury list. We go start Thunder. Coming from Madison Square Garden. Potential attendance of 17,500. All booked out already and ready to go. We start the show. We have our regular show intro. 100% rating. Then we go to the announce desk, who hypes up the show for the night. And that gets a 73% rating. We go for a non-title cruiserweight match of El Hijo del Vikingo versus Mustafa Ali. Ali picks up the win in a 3-star match, 71% overall match rating. Um, we go backstage where Trish and Liv Morgan run into each other and they start having a bit of a war of words. Uh, Liv tells her, you're the past and I'm your reflection and your replacement. Um, Trish tells her to try growing up first. And the segment ends with a stare down without them throwing blows and getting into a fight. 81% overall rating. We go to the ring. Um, Alex Windsor, the Polly Queens, against Haley J. And Alex Windsor picks up the win. 1.5-star match. 61% overall. And there are hints from the commentary team that these two will probably be in the tournament for the new Women's U.S. Championship after Fall Brawl. We go to commercial break. Another action figure commercial, 83% overall rating for the commercial. Then we go to the back where Nikki Garcia is interviewing Lash Legend and Raven. And Lash says basically, I've been crushing rookies, now I want somebody with a name. And Raven is saying that their darkness will devour the entire company. And they issue a challenge to Nixon Newell. And that challenge is accepted and they will have a match next week. We go back to the ring where the tag team champions, the New Legacy, are in a non-title match against the varsity athletes of Eric Bugenhagen and Grayson Waller. The challengers pick up the win. A 1-star match only, and a 72% overall, but the crowd really liked it. 86%. Eric picks up the win with a surprise roll-up. And they're going to be having a championship match at Fall Brawl. After the match, the champions, not being good losers, grab their title belts and start beating down the challengers with them, leaving them laying in the ring. Everybody gains some popularity. It's a 70% overall segment score. We go back to the ring and Mystico taking on Yuki Ueno. 3.5-star match for 75% overall rating. It says the match was good but could have been better with a bit more time. We'll see about giving them a match with more time later on. We go to commercial break. Advertisement for the streaming platform, featuring Ava Marie, Hangman Adam Page, the Iconics, and Yuki Ueno. And that commercial gets a 92% rating. We go back to the ring. Beat Priestley in a fight against Natsu Sumayer. And it's the 52% overall. The crowd wasn't that into it. We move on to the main event. Konosuke Takeshita versus Samoa Joe. It's a 2-star match. It ends in a draw when Brock Lesnar hits the ring and leaves both Takeshita and Samoa Joe unconscious and stands over them, grabs the title belt and holds it in the air as the show goes to conclusion. The crowd didn't like the finish and would have preferred a definitive winner, but we have Brock making his presence known. 74% overall. No popularity gain in North America, but popularity gain throughout the rest of the world. Okay, we go to our mail. We sold 18,172 tickets. We got over $1 million in ticket sales after the gate share clause, and we made our 363,000 from Amazon Prime. Is there anybody we might want to try to hire? Nobody that I recognize. Okay. We have no new mail. We are on Saturday now. So let's see. Anybody that we want to hire. Nobody that I recognize. Flip ahead to Sunday, see if anything comes up in the mail or anybody comes up that we might want to hire. Okay, nothing in the mail. Who is this Jason Ayers that WWE is trying to rehire? He is a referee. Okay, we've got plenty of referees, so we don't need to hire him. Let's see. Okay, okay. Nope, I don't see anybody that we need to hire. So we will flip ahead to Monday, September 1st. Okay, let's check our mail. Okay. We are still winning 7-1 against New Japan. We had a draw with WWE in one category this week. Beat them in 2, but lost in 5. Okay. We are winning 6-2 against AEW. And let's see. What do we have over here? Is there anybody that we might want to hire? Anybody whose names I recognize. No. Let's go over here, just to be on the safe side. Filter. We want to read wrestlers. Sort by star power. You know what? Let's add another filter that says hireable. Okay. Who is this Adam Brooks? I don't really recognize the name. But he's good chemistry with Takeshita. Decent wrestling skill. Safe worker. Good star power. Okay. Let's see what he wants to come work for us. Let's give him 3 years. He only wants $165 per appearance. Let's double that. Let's give him $300 per appearance. He's an enhancement talent. With skills like that? Let's start him in the lower mid card instead. A face. Maximum effort. We'll take big bumps. Okay. Let's see what kind of gimmick can we offer him. Give him the athlete. Okay. Let's make his bonus. Let's give him a 10,000 signing bonus. And travel expenses. I'll consider your offer and be in contact. Okay. Anybody else on here that I recognize that I might want to bring in? Nobody that I recognize. Okay. So with that, I'm going to pause the recording. I have to take care of a couple things, and I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry for the delay. Just kind of feeling so-so. And needed to rest myself a little bit to recover my physical energy. We are now at the next Monday Nitro, which is actually on Monday, September 1st, in-game date. And we are fully booked out. Let's hope it's a good one and gets us some good ratings. Yes, I'm ready to begin the show. We start off with our standard opening segment. Everybody gains in popularity from it. It goes up to a 100% segment score. We have AJ Mendez, AJ Lee, and Beth Phoenix running down the match card for tonight and talking about the upcoming contract signing between Drew Galloway and Joe Hendry for their world title rematch at Fall Brawl. And Konosuke Takeshita and Samoa Joe responding in various segments to the unprovoked attack at the end of last week's Thunder by Brock Lesnar. And this gets a 77% segment rating. And we go to the ring for our first match. We're trying to get some people on the card who we don't see very often. And so we've got Stu Grayson and Leo Rush in a 2.5-star match. The crowd wasn't that into it because these are people they don't see very often. It only got a 55% overall rating. We go into the back where interviewer Lillian Garcia catches up with Konosuke Takeshita, and he gives his response to the attack by Brock Lesnar. And he makes it clear that yes, there's going to be a reckoning between them sometime in the very near future. And that interview gets an 85%. We go back to the ring. Eddie Edwards had wanted a singles match with Bully Ray. So we had promised that to him. And it's only a 1-star match. Bully Ray didn't put in a lot of effort. The crowd did enjoy his entrance though. It's a 62% overall match rating. Then we have Bobby Tyler and Taryn Terrell come out, and a way of giving something to these people on our women's roster who may not get to do all that much very often, especially Taryn. The crowd wasn't into it, and it only got a 45% overall, and the match wasn't too great. We go to commercial break for the latest round of action figures. Complete set featuring all of the Poly Queens stable, and that commercial gets an 88% rating. We go back to an interview in a darkened boiler room under the arena where Samoa Joe was talking to Nikki Garcia about grabbing the United States Championship from Konosuke Takeshita, and also having a feud with Brock Lesnar. We go back to the ring. Again, getting a couple more people on our shows that we don't use very often, but they're still under contract to us. And that's PCO and Doc Gallows. They have a 2-star match, 64% overall rating. And PCO picks up the win. Next we have Kana, formerly known as Asuka in WWE, who is making her debut in WCW. She is introduced to the crowd by Bill Goldberg, and it's a really big signing for us. She's going to be in the main event of our women's division and making big waves, and that is an 80% segment score for that. We go back to the ring. We have a 4-star match between Kairi Sane and Mandy Sachs, who is one half of the women's tag team champions. They successfully stole the show. Great competitive match. 4 stars overall, 92%. The crowd was into it too. And after the match, Mayuri Watani comes in swinging a chair, lays out Kairi, and leaves her laying on the mat before holding the chair in the air and dropping it, and then walking slowly off to the back. That gets a 68% segment rating. We go to commercial break again for the latest round of trading card releases, featuring Grayson Waller, Jessamine Duke, Soraya, Yuki Ueno, and Mystico. And that commercial gets a 90%. We go back to the ring. Again, some people we don't use as much as maybe we should. And that's Matt Cardona and EC3. Matt Cardona picks up the win. And it's a 1.5 star match. 76% crowd reaction though. And a 64% overall score. Then we go to the contract signing between Drew Galloway and Joe Hendry for their rematch at Fall Brawl. General Manager Bill Goldberg is out there for the signing. And things break down really fast, really hard. And after the contract is signed, they stand there jaw-jacking each other before things erupt into fisticuffs. And they start beating the holy hell out of each other. And eventually, all the referees on our that we have come out and try to separate them. And they eventually get pulled apart. And the segment gets an overall 97%. And that match is going to be a really good one. For our main event match, we have Becky Knox in a non-title match against Mariah May. And as a way to sort of build up Mariah and get her into the public consciousness a bit. And that has a 94% crowd reaction, a 3-star match, and 87% overall. And we had an 87% show rating, gaining in popularity across the world. We go at the end of that show, and we see what comes up in our mail for the day, and if there's anybody that we want to hire. Okay. We sold 17,480 tickets, 911,000 in ticket sales after the gate share. We kept our promise to Eddie Edwards, and that improves his morale. We got our standard 388,000 from Amazon Prime. And let's see, who out there looks like they might be ooh. Hello? Chelsea Green is available for contract. Hello. She has a really good entertainment value. Stamina. She's a very entertaining wrestler. In real life especially. Yeah, this looks like yeah, I want to steal her from WWE. Is there anybody else we want to steal? AEW has a chance of losing Harley Cameron, who also has good entertainment value, good stamina, and half decent wrestling skill. Let's see if we can get both of them. Let's see if we can get some good extra wrestlers for our women's division. Okay. Begin negotiations. Let's see, make it 3 years. She's currently getting $800 an appearance. Let's bump that up to $1,250. 22,000 a month. Make it 35. Let's give her a 50,000 signing bonus. Okay. What is her gimmick like in WWE? She's kind of almost like a political figure. She's a Canadian pretending to be the president of United States Women's Wrestling. Do we have anything like that here? We can do crazy, but that has cast popularity and intimidation. Do we have a politician gimmick? Do we have a politician gimmick? No, we don't. We can do Quebecer. What can we get for her? Show Stealer? I think that would work. But she's more of a heel, really, than a face. Start in the mid card or in the upper mid card? Let's do the upper mid card. Let's make the offer. She will consider it. That's good. Let's see. Harley. Cameron. What is she currently getting at AEW? She's getting 275 an appearance. Let's give her 3 years at 500 an appearance. $15 a month. 15,000 bonus. Okay. Interesting. What gimmick would go good for her? She has her... It looks like she has her face painted. And her hand in the air like the claws of a cat in this picture. I'm not sure what we can... We can go with, no, that has capped popularity. We don't want to cap any of our wrestlers' popularity. Um, hmm. We can try movie star unless I find something else here that would work with her. That would work with her. Okay. No, I think. Flamboyant. Someone who dresses in outfits made of bright materials, loves makeup, like the way she's has her face painted like a cat. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can bring her on. She'll consider our contract officer and be in touch with us soon. Nice. Okay, let's go to the next day. Our contract offers are still out there. Let's see. Okay. Right. So he's going to work for New Japan. We did not get him. Is there anybody else coming up that we might want to try to hire? No. Okay, so we go to the next day and our Thunder show. Let's see what we got in the mail. Harley Cameron accepts our offer. They both accepted our offer. Our women's division is going to be even better. This is good. This is very good. They won't be available to start until October 1st, but that's still very good. We got 2 new stars. 2 very good new hires. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Is there anybody else available for hire here? Who is this Alicia Warrington? Oh, she's the ring announcer. Okay. No, we're good with announcers. Who else do we want? Is there anybody else that we want? No. This is good. We will start our Thunder, which again is fully booked out. And I hope will be a better rated show than last week. Okay, let's start the show. Our standard opening segment um, featuring Joshua Fatu, Nick Nemeth, Lash Legend, Ali, B. Priestley, CJ Perry, Eva Marie, and Ronda Rousey. Gets a 100% segment rating. Uh, we go to the announce desk where AJ Mendez and Mike Tenay are talking about tonight's show, talking about Tessa Blanchard continuing her rise in the company, talking about Joshua Fatu and Nick Nemeth, and then about Lash Legend and what's going on with her and her rise to prominence. Lash goes up against Nixon Newell in the match that she demanded last week, and it's a 2-star match, 54% overall, because the crowd just really doesn't seem to do that much for these women's matches unless the women are massively popular and have big star power, which is kind of depressing. Joshua Fatu is interviewed by Nikki Garcia about his ongoing rivalry with Nick Nemeth, and he said, that him coming out and stopping Nemeth from attacking Adam Page at the end of Wildfire was about respect and principle, and about Nemeth attacking a man from behind, and that's a cowardly move. And where I come from, we don't stand for that. You think you're going to be the show-off, the guy that shines. No, when the bright lights are on at Fall Brawl, I'm going to be the one that shows you what a real highlight looks like. And, you talk a big game, but I'm not just a highlight reel, I'm the whole damn movie. And you're just a post-credit scene. And then at that, Nick comes out and they start jaw-jacking at each other a bit. A little bit of shoving, but it ends with them walking away. No physical fight. And it's an 83% segment score. We go back to the ring. Riho is making her debut. She's a recent hire that just came on board with us a couple days ago in the game. And she's announcing that she's on the show, she's with the company, and she's here to make a name for herself. And that gets a 68% overall. She calls out Lady Maravilla, one of our lower mid-card women's performers. And they have a match, 2.5-star match. Again, the crowd just... I'm not sure what to do about the crowd not being there for the women's matches. It's very irritating to me. And that's a 51% overall. We go to commercial break for the latest video game and characters who are going to be in the video game. Riho, Kana, formerly known as Asuka, Joshua Fatu, Bad Bunny, and Liv Morgan. And that commercial break gets a 96% rating. We go back to the ring, a tag team match. Divine Desires versus the Party Idols. It's a 3.5-star match. 78% overall. Sari picks up the pinfall. And they manage to steal the show. And the commentary team talks about how the women's tag team division, all the competition is circling each other, angling for a match at Fall Brawl with the champions. And the match was good, but could have been better with a little more time. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for the next time these two go at each other. And after the match, the women's tag team champions come out onto the stage, holding their title belts in the air, and having a stare down with the women in the ring. And that gets a 77% segment score. We go to the back in the Polly Queen's locker room where Eva Marie is trying to get Ronda Rousey to accept her place as part of that group now, and is just making Ronda uncomfortable, and it gets a 95% segment score. Then we go to a preview of the Women's United States Championship Tournament. Tessa Blanchard taking on Brandy Lauren. They don't have good chemistry as opponents, so we probably won't have them face each other again. It's only a one-star match, 60% match score. Tessa picks up the win and continues her win streak on Thunder. We go to commercial break. Advertisement for the company's streaming platform, featuring Becky, Brock Lesnar, Kairi, Kana, and Trish Stratus for 86%. We go back to the ring for another tag team match. This time it's the Iconics versus the Team Extreme Beatings. And Jessie McKay picks up the win. The pinfall, the Iconics hit a double team finisher. And they're cementing their place in the tag team contendership as well. And that's an 80% crowd rating. And they did set out to steal the show, and they really upped their game and did it. The final match of the night is a television title defense. CJ Perry defending against Patrick Clark. 2.5-star match. CJ Perry holds on to her title. And a 70% overall match score. The crowd really enjoyed the special entrances. CJ thrived in an intergender match. And let's see. 75%, 1% better than last time. No popularity growth in North America, but popularity growth everywhere else. And we flip ahead to Friday. And we see what's in our mail. Let's see. Apparently, that's interesting. Jake Paul, who used to work with us, is hanging out with Joshua's Fatu's brother. And we had over $1 million in ticket sales, 16,963 tickets, and that's after the gate share clause. And we had our Prime Video payout of $363,000. And is there anybody else that we want to hire? Anybody coming up? No, I don't recognize any names there. So we'll go ahead to the next day. Okay. Ronda wants a match with Becky Knox before the 6th of November. We'll do that. That can work as part of the as part of all the storylines we've got going. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great. We can keep that promise, definitely. Okay, anybody that we want to hire here. Anybody that I recognize. No. Okay. We go on to Sunday. See what comes up there. Nothing in the mail. Anybody with a contract coming up? Well, The Miz is available. He might be out of our price range. He has good chemistry with Nemeth. Good overall all-around ratings. How much does he want? He wants 50,000 an appearance. No, I'm not going to make that offer. We've got a lot of stars right now as it is. No, let's stick with who we've got then. We'll go ahead to Monday, see what's in our mail. Okay. Wrestling fan convention draws huge crowd thanks to some people that we're looking to hire in the future that we've got our eyes on. We are still seen as definitively better than New Japan. We're still winning 7 categories to 1. We are still winning 6 categories to 2 against AEW. And we are still... Well, hello. We had a draw in show quality with WWE. A draw in most entertaining roster with WWE. And we won the best look. We might be closing on them. We might be closing on them. Holy moly. And that is where I'm going to end the episode. Exit out of the game. And I thank you again for the time that you spend with me. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for your kindness, support, and love. I treasure you all. I love you all. Take my love with you everywhere you go. Remember to be good to each other. It's the highest calling in all the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I'll see you again very, very soon.